Welcome back. My name is Kathy Gibbs, and tonight I'm going to show you how to make my barbecued steak fajitas. They're grilled on the barbecue and they're just really delicious. What you want to start first by doing is by actually taking a fork and stabbing a few holes in your steak. And you don't want too many, and you're going to flip that over. And as you can see, I've just got one fairly large steak tonight, and that's going to feed about 4 people with fajitas. Okay, now I've got my marinating sauce here, and I'm not going to list all the ingredients as they'll be on the website, but I'm going to add to that a 1/4 cup brown sugar, and then some Montreal steak spice, some parsley, and some garlic. I'm just going to give that a stir till it's nice and mixed. It's going to soak into that steak before we put it onto the barbecue. I've just got a Ziploc bag that we're going to put the steak into and then dump the marinade over. And you're just going to let it marinate for as long as it takes you to prepare the rest of your ingredients. So I'm going to zip that up and just give it a kind of a shake back and forth until you've got it. You know that the meat's been fully covered with that marinade that you just added. So I'm going to set that down. All of my other vegetables. And what I like to do is line a 9x13 pan with tin foil. And then that just makes it easier when I'm taking things out to the grill so I don't have to make multiple trips. So you can see I've got some peppers, some red and white onion, and chili powder and black pepper. And I'm just going to go ahead and sprinkle that over the onions. I'm going to get both sides. Make sure you coat both sides. Okay, so now my vegetables are all ready to go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move over to kind of like a guacamole cream cheese mix. But what I've got is 1 8-ounce package of Philadelphia light cream cheese. Now what makes these barbecue steak fajitas a little bit different than other ones maybe you've had is my sauce consists of 1 package of light Philadelphia cream cheese, slightly softened in the microwave, some avocado, and some mango. So it gives it a really refreshing taste when you bite into your fajita. And to that mixture, I'm also going to add 1 teaspoon of cilantro. So just before I started mixing everything in here tonight, I went out and I turned on my barbecue so that it's going to be nice and hot when I take everything out. And when I take my steak out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grill it for about 7 minutes on each side, and then I'm going to let it rest for 7 minutes. And for the first 7 minutes, I'm actually going to put my vegetables on with the steak. Then I'm going to take them off and I'm going to bring them in here and slice them. Now, okay, and hopefully you can see that that's just got a really nice color to it. It's got some green and yellow, and it's just really looks and smells good. Okay, I'm just going to flip the steak over to make sure that it's all that nice flavor is getting mixed in there. I'm going to take my steak and my vegetables out to my barbecue and I'm going to throw them on. And what I'll do is once I've done that, I'll come back and I'll get a shot of what the barbecue looks like while everything's cooking. Okay, now as you can see, I've got my steak on my barbecue and it's sure smelling good. So I'm going to go ahead and add the peppers to grill them. And I've got my heat a little higher on the steak side than I do on the side I'm going to place the vegetables. So we're going to go ahead and let those grill a little bit. You want to watch the vegetables so that you don't burn them. But the steak, you're pretty good in leaving it for the 7 minutes and then flipping it for the next 7 minutes. The steak's now been on for 7 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and flip it. And the sun has come out tonight, so it's a very nice evening. Now don't be alarmed with it being a little bit browner, but because of the brown sugar and the sweetness of the marinade, what you're going to find is it's going to darken the steak a little bit, but it's going to give it a really rich flavor when you slice it up for the fajitas. Now the peppers are starting to come and the onion are coming along really nicely. I'm going to go ahead and remove my peppers and my onion off of the heat, and I'm going to slice them just out here beside my grill. And then what I've done is I've got a couple of tinfoil containers that I'm going to put the onions and the peppers into just so that I can keep them on the top rack so that I can keep them warm while the steak finishes up. Okay, now we're just in the final stages of grilling the steak, and what I like about putting the vegetables into their separate dishes is then when I take it inside, all I have to do is slice my steak, and then my meal is ready because I've already got everything else, all the sides ready inside. So it's pretty quick and easy meal. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually also bring my fajitas out here and just give them quick ones on each side so that you get those nice grilled lines through the fajitas before you serve them. So our steak's been on for 7 minutes on both sides, so I'm going to actually take it off I'm going to actually cut it right out here beside the grill, and I've got another tinfoil container that I'm going to put the steak into. So I'm just going to leave the lid down to keep those vegetables warm. Just going to cut it into really small slivers, and I'll just show you, like they're just really thin slivers. And then I'm going to put it back in the barbecue for a few minutes for that 7 minutes to rest. And then from there we're going to take everything on inside, and I'm going to show you just how easy it is to put this dish all together. Alrighty, I've just brought everything in from the grill, and as you can see, my fajitas have some lovely grill lines on them, and they're nice and warm. So I'm going to start by putting some of this lovely mixture that we made up with the cream cheese, the guacamole, and the mango. I'm going to start by that. Next comes our steak that's just perfectly grilled. Then I'm going to do some peppers, and I like to get all the colors of the peppers if I can on my fajita. And I'm also going to layer on some of these onions that we did with the chili pepper. It's already starting to look really delicious. I'm going to put on some fresh cilantro, some green onion, a little bit of the Tex-Mex cheese, and also top it off with some spinach. Now, depending on what you like on your fajita, you can mix it up a little bit, but that's how I'm serving mine. Well, as you can see, my supper's ready, so we're going to sit down to eat. But thank you for joining me and for watching me as I make my barbecue grilled steak fajitas. I hope you enjoy them.